Welcome to the Third Win channel and the last Q&A before the third season of iCarly is over. Lots of questions today, so let's get into question 1. Our first question is a scary one, or at least the way I chose to word it makes it scary. Is this the final episode of iCarly ever? It could be, but I think it's very, very unlikely. Of course, it'll be easier to tell after the season finale, but the fact that we're getting a cliffhanger that's different from anything we've seen on iCarly before points towards another season. The vibe isn't looking bad. I'm putting my money on season 4 being announced in the second half of this year. Question 2. What will be the outcome of Tinsley and Harper at the end of season 3? Tinsley is our only newly introduced recurring character in this season, and she's been given a lot of time and effort. So what will the result be? Will she be sticking around? Well, looking at the synopsis for the finale, it looks like Harper will be faced with a crossroads: wealthy life with Tinsley or what she's doing now. For the second half of the season, I've been vocal about not loving Tinsley's character, Harper's character developing redundancies, and I've even suggested that she might get written off. Well, her crossroads here seems like the decider, and I think it makes sense that if Tinsley continues to be Harper's mate, it means Harper is on the way out. With a potentially awkward living situation, less time for Carly, and an overall more awkward dynamic, Tinsley has to be temporary. And I think Harper will end up choosing Carly and co over Tinsley, similarly to how things ended with Dutch. The next question is more of an observation. How come the finale is the only episode that didn't feature clips in either trailers or promos? Well, they have been hyping this finale up since day one. It's clear that they wanted to keep the suspense, and damn is it working. I can't wait. Something big awaits us. The next question is directed towards me. Is there anything I personally would have liked to see in season 3, either from a character or from a story perspective? Well, there's a lot of things I can highlight. First, from a character perspective, I love to see a more dedicated recurring cast this season, so no complaining there, but I'm stunned that we don't have a Gibby explanation after a third year of this show, so I'm missing that. Story-wise, I would have liked to know more about Freddie's past relationships, why he got divorced with Gwen, who is his other wife, etc. Small things, but we learned so much about the gap this season that I'm overjoyed as is. Question numero 5, will we get an episode where Freddie and Carly go on a date? So, I mean, we kind of did in I Go Public, but not really. But now, hear me out. This show is quite structured with subplots and a storyline, but how nice would it be with an episode with just Carly and Freddie going on a date? Especially if it would have been right after I Make New Memories. Imagine them with their new relationship excitement just walking through a park in Seattle or going for coffee or just anything. A great idea and perhaps a missed opportunity, but it might be a little late now for that. The next question ties back into old roots. How would an eventual CREDDIE wedding write out Sam? I'll have to get back to you guys on that. A fantastic question. Right now, the only thing I can come up with is a suggestion. In the scenario that season 4 is the last season, a good run considering the original went for 5 or 6 seasons, imagine if in the series finale, Carly and Freddie have their wedding, with all their old enemies and friends attending, and who makes a brief appearance at the very end of the show? Sam. No words, just a camera shot, and the end. How beautiful would that be? Question 7 is one that we've been pondering since episode 1. Will there be a CREDDIE engagement this season? I don't think so, and by the way, I've only read the synopsis for the final episode. I know there are some spoilers, but I haven't seen them, but from what we've seen so far, I'm feeling we won't see an engagement in this finale. I love the idea of the cliffhanger being an anxious Freddie holding a ring box, but Nathan and Jerry did tell us that the cliffhanger will be, unlike the first two, will be a non-romantic one. The title of the finale is I Have a Proposal, but isn't that too obvious for something they've been hiding all season? My guess is no engagement. I would be surprised if it were to happen, but again, who knows? The next question, referring to potential future seasons, could we get an iCarly musical episode? I would say very unlikely, although it would be fun to see. What I could see happening is something similar to I Do in the original, where Carly sings at the end of the guy's wedding, which makes me think, wouldn't that be a pretty cool throwback if Carly sings at Marissa's wedding? A fun thought, but unlikely at best. Moving on, question 9, will Carly and Freddie move in together? There are a lot of ways to progress their relationship. For me, the next logical or even obvious step is to move in together, a common long-lasting test before an engagement. I feel this would be a fantastic way to continue the story, and it opens so many doors. Next question is something we briefly talked about in the Q&A livestream last week. With iCarly and Zoey 101 getting recent revivals, could Victorious be next? Is it possible? Yes. Do I want it to happen? Yeah. I think it has the best potential for a revival out of all the Dan Schneider shows, and it's been teased before, and I think we'll just have to wait and see how the Zoey 101 movie will go, because it all depends on if there's an audience for it. If Zoey 102 completely flops, it would be a pretty big tell for Paramount Plus that not all revivals can be pulled off. If I had to bet, I'd say it's unlikely. Next question. Might anyone noteworthy or a returning character make a surprise appearance at Marissa and Lubert's wedding? Good question. We know Lubert doesn't have any friends and Marissa has a limited amount. As far as we know, Danica and maybe a few others, mostly in part to her dedication to being at home for Freddie. Marissa and Lubert both have past lovers who could object, although that would be some twist. More on that in the next question. Otherwise, it's hard to think of any surprise guests, but I'm ready for a surprise guest. As I alluded to just now, question 12 is, could Marta from I Find Lubert's Lost Love find Lubert and object to the wedding? Although it could be a funny moment, I don't think they're going to go in that direction. It seems like the conflict in this episode will focus mostly on the participants, and I don't think Marissa's marriage with Lubert is going to be stopped in any way. They're just so solid. But good callback in this question. Question 13. Will the writer's strike affect iCarly's production of Season 4? I personally don't think so. Even if it lasts out the year, iCarly's production is inexpensive and usually quite efficient. By next summer, we should have another season. However, the quality of the writing could definitely drop if the writer starts slacking. Next question. What is the future of the iCarly web show, Season 4 onwards? Well, one of the clear differences between the original and the revival is the lack of the web show, at least when it comes to on-screen time. I would love to see it return with a fresh layout and maybe Freddie can help co-host. The first 3 seasons have been so plot-focused, so maybe an eventual Season 4 will have more breathing room now that Carly and Freddie are together. I would love to see more of the web show, and I think we will. Famous last words. From the synopsis, we know that Freddie or Carly or both are going to question their future together in this episode. So what might cause this conflict? A misunderstanding apparently. I feel that this is a little odd considering their new efforts to be transparent with each other, which they established early on in the season, and ever since they've run to each other the moment they have a problem. But nonetheless, misunderstandings happen. Carly has been given something to do in this episode according to the synopsis, but Freddie hasn't, which makes me think that he's the one who gets the misunderstanding. Maybe that's why he needs to consult Spencer. Perhaps it's about moving in or a wedding proposal. I can't wait to see. This next question is also a topic which arose from the recent livestream. Is new Carly different from old Carly? Well, I think we would all say yes. And the follow-up question then is, how has she changed? And does her change make sense? I want to make a full video on this topic at some point, but in short, I think Carly has become more like Spencer. She's no longer the emotional anchor that she was for the group in the original, and she's definitely not a straight-A student like she was in the original. Carly has embraced her wackiness and her anxiety more, and Freddie has more or less filled her old role. Is that what you guys see too? Let me know. I have more thinking to do on this topic. We have 2 questions left, and the penultimate question is, are there some potential similarities between this season finale and the original series finale, iGoodBye? Let me just start by saying iGoodBye is a straight up masterpiece. Maybe other than the Gibby Weasel plotline, but here's how it could be similar. We could see another parent show up, we could see Harper face a decision similar to how Sam had to decide on what to do next, and obviously the night that Carly left for Italy, there was a pretty big story-defining moment for CREDDIE, so there could certainly be some similarities. We'll just have to wait and see. We have reached our final question. What will the cliffhanger be? The million-dollar question right now. While we know it's non-romantic, it's going to be something huge, it's going to be something they've never done before, and while most of the time we predict in the right direction as a fan base, I feel anything goes with these rules. My feeling is it's going to shake things up, move characters around, maybe a new location or something, but let's give it our best shot, guys. Write all of your cliffhanger predictions, and when it's all over, we'll go back and see who got it right. That's it. We're heading into one of the biggest episodes of iCarly ever. I can hardly wait. I'll see you tomorrow for the episode preview and predictions, and the day after, of course, for the final review of the season. Thank you Third Win superfans Rose, Corey, Sarah, Jaden, and Christian. Join the channel for perks such as emojis and exclusive content. But anyways, thank you for watching. What a season this has been. I'll see you tomorrow.